Hello again. So we're back with James Moore's squad and we're at Portland Fishing Lakes near Flinton, Nottinghamshire. We've done a couple of matches here earlier this year, one good one, one bad one. And it's been fishing not too bad recently. And I drew one Canal pool and I drew peg 24, which is a good peg. It's one of the corner pegs, it's one of the noted pegs, so very pleased with the draw. I've got empty peg 25 to my left and very gentle, I think it's a westerly breeze today. Cold overnight. I think it was 4 degrees going on the car this morning on the way here, so bitterly cold, and so that would have knocked the fish off a little bit. It's been fishing not too bad, but peg 11 I think is one of the last 4 matches. That's the rumour this morning. Peg 11 is one of the last 4 matches here, so nowhere near peg 11. But generally this is one of the good pegs, so I'm hoping to get some fish off it. Water level's right down today, it's 18 inches lower than the last time I fished it, which will affect it. So the depths drop right down, so the fish may congregate in the deeper water somewhere, but there's not a lot of fish moving at the moment. Not expecting to catch a lot in the first couple of hours, really. I think it's going to be a slow start to the match. A few years ago when we fished one of these after a frost, £50 won the match and the backup weights are 20 and £30. So it can be a struggle when the temperature drops on this pool. But looking forward to it. I think there's 18 of us today. Bait wise today then, we've got 4 mils micros, micros for the method feeder, got paste, dead reds, expanders, sweet corn, which is often does well here, and I think I caught well on sweet corn last time I fished this lake. And setting rigs wise then, I set up 2 margin lines, one with a little translucent dibber at about 18 inches deep. That's got banded pellet on it, and I can fish that top kit all the way along the margins on the other side. And I've plumbed up and found like a little sandbar next to the reeds. You can quite see there's some reeds at 15 metres there. And there's a shallow sandbar, which is the exact same depth as my shallow rig this side. And all the way around it, it's 3 foot deep, and then it's 1.5 foot sort of on the sandbar. So I'm going to have a look at that and put some bait on the sandbar, see if we can get the fish onto it. Then the other rigs I've set up, I've got a shanty type float at 3 foot deep, and that's top kit plus 1. And I'm hoping we can catch on corn and maggot on that rig. All these are on £5 line with 4.5, £5 traces. And then I've got a paste rig. I've got a 4x12s carper paste float. It's the deepest plate I can find in the swim. It's about 4 foot. So hopefully those rigs will be enough. And I've got a method feeder set up because I've got a beer bank area to my left. So just in front of peg 25, you can see across this is a beer bank area. And I'll be casting a method feeder there maybe to start with while I watch what's happening. And feed very gently on the other lines. If fish start feeding and people start catching, then I'll start feeding a bit more on the other lines and then start rotating. But hopefully we'll have a good day. Looking forward to it. Speak to you in a bit. Let's hope the feed. No, it's nearly 10 o'clock. Starting on with the little method feeder. We have a wafter on it. It's about 18 metres to that point there. Nowhere I can reach with a pole. I'm in. I'm just hoping that the temperature wasn't that cold last night that it's knocked them right off. Fingers crossed. It's a nice start. It is a good start, that, isn't it? Little £3. Yeah. Nice fish too. £4, maybe 5. Almost got him in. Got him. Mirror. Fully scaled mirror. £5. Right, so we're 1 hour in. This is a 3 carp on the feeder. Just trying a long shallow line that I've been feeding. It's gone straight away. Yeah. On top of that little sandbar I found.
Oh, right, yeah.
We'll keep that secret though, Tony. Won't tell anybody. I've lost it. Yeah. Very little mirror. Probably. Three bigger margins is what I play. And one short line, one maggot. No. No, this is a little one. Not bad though, nice common. £3. Lovely mirror. Lovely condition. Look at that one. Beautiful. Look at the fish you're getting. I need 3 to that one. Off of these. Not quite, but I'm doing all right. I'm happy, very happy today. This is nice one, this one. 4 pounder. The mirror carp. That's a beauty. Little carp. Oh, there's a little common. A wriggler. It's actually a really good fish. Yeah, they're starting to come onto that shallower, flat area. I don't know if it's a sandbar or just a mud bar or something. Just a shallow area. Yeah. £5 I think it's best to jump out the net. Right, so we're 2 hours in. Got 10 carp. So it's going really well. Still quiet at the minute. I'm catching on a rig that's just over a foot deep. The dibber, a bulk about 4 inches above the hook, and a banded 4mm or 6mm, just changing that around a little bit. Cattle can do a little bit in, and I'm feeding a small kinder pot, probably about 15 pellets, topped up with micros. That's all that's going in. No. Frustrating when they're all round it and you can see tails and stuff. And
is that what you've got?
I've done, yeah, a couple of times you can see a tail come up and taking the pellets off the shadow even took mine. I've just sorted a few rigs out, come back on the tip and wait a little while, but managed to get one. Resting me along pole line. So I lost a couple of fish on it. So it's 1/4 now, just refeeding my lines with pellet, maggot. Opened up another margin to a bit further away because there doesn't seem to be anything on these short lines. I'm going to feed me 15 metre line, a bit of pellet. It's 1:45 now, so we're nearly 3 hours in. Not feeding lead. That's a quarter of a pot maybe. So 12 carp, showing £32 on the clicker. It's a good first half of the match, considering it's quiet and how cold it was last night. But there's a few other carp being caught as well. Tony's had a couple of nice fish. And his margin's to his right, so he's catching well. Hopefully they'll come on a bit more this afternoon, but so far so good. So I've been feeding this line right from the start with a few maggots and a bit of corn. So I've gone in with a couple of maggots on it. This is one of the deepest part of the swim, just by a little bit. I'm having a cheeky look to my margin swim to my left. See if there's anything mooching around down there. Gone in with a banded pellet. That fish was waiting for that feed to hit the bottom with my pellet. He took the whole lot in one go. Yeah, sometimes when the temperature's cold, you feed them and puts them straight off. Nice comment. A porky one, that one. Short and fat. That's a beauty, this one is. That one. It was because I've rested it that time. Rested it and it's alive again. What a nice fish. That beauty. mirror carp. No, I don't think this is the one I was. No, I don't think it's the one I spotted coming across with its tail out of the water. Got him. Long thin mirror. This is a nice one, this one. Right, 2 o'clock. Got 15 carp. Flicker says 49. Not too bad. So I had a good run with 4 or 5 in that little spurt, but it's gone quite back across there now. So I'm just going to put back on the feeder, feed me lines. Put a bit more in the margin. Putting corn, maggot and micros and margin to my left. Not too close to the banks, it's quite bricky. Got uneven bottom, so. Hopefully we'll see a few swells coming up down there. And we're going to go across and feed. My 15 metre line across that's produced most of the fish. With some micros, 4s. About half a pot. Right, oh, Skelly's got one on. It's at 3 o'clock, just gone, and hardly anybody's catching out. Real struggle. I'm just going in, trying my pace line.
Makes it faster than last week, Paul. How many you got? Just in front on you. Hey, look where you're going, Kev. Pacing.
Yeah? I'm going to try the aerator. I've been thinking about doing it for the last hour. We'll have a look. If there's anything Moby Dick size sat under there, waiting for my paste. gone about, I don't know how we're out of fish, I think. Well, I mean, that's a long time since I caught a fish. Lost a couple. ~3 and it's 3:15 now, 45 minutes to go. It's very quiet, hardly anything being caught. I'm just glad for a bite. That's a nice mirror. Now we're the way out of fish worth looking at. That's a little one. Beauty. Right, so it's 3:30. It's the last half an hour. Just had the 2 quick fish and you could see Wiggy's had a couple as well. And Tony's had one next to her. So just a few indications of the fish are waking up a bit. Maybe we'll catch a few in the last half an hour. Probably start feeding just as we pack up. Back on the tip at the moment, but I've fed my other lines. I've fed the margin line again. No signs of any fish there. That's your lot. Right, that's the end of the match. Sounds like a lot of people have struggled as well, so it's been hard. We'll get back to weight. We'll see who's won the sections and who's won the match. Speak to you in a bit.
£30, 4 ounces you got.
On that? Yeah. One way.
This is going to be close.
It's a double weight because it only scales up.
We all way careful. Yeah, well, the scales have up to that 8.
It goes up to 132.
You got to lift it up afterwards, haven't you?
Okay. Just dry them out, Kev. Just dry them out, Kev.
It's on the green. Just stop the water off.
19. 10.
Right, now I get my own back, Steve. I'm calling yours. £2, eh?
Can't argue it. Call
Yeah,
it.
man, don't argue with it. 15, 13.
Beginning here.
45, 50 in here. Yeah, I'd say so.
Syndrome.
Follow him, Roger.
No, it's 2 fish that margin, that's all.
That's not bad net. 50. What you had, Dave?
You was a favourite.
Oh, you know where Cob's going? She says, soon as it's lasting, you
Dave.
can both have one.
Dave, I've got another net yet.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, don't say as me, you'll change that and have fucking cob shop on it.
Aye.
50 cents says 5, Kev. And it,
All day. It's yours.
I'll go to 11 o'clock at the looking at this, having at the read, 6 in that gap there, we're going to take. All them will come back and sell it on the shallow. 56.12.
76. We're over. We go outside. Well.
£10, 16.
45, you're leaving to get
45
4.
Well done.
Hold on, Wiggy.
Hold on, Wiggy.
So you got a shot.
No, I am, these bitches. Well, he's on top there, bro.
Nah.
Not now.
There's one match. There's one match.
Don't ever say
Oh,
that.
you got 20
54.11. How you done? About there's more than £10 here.
Eh?
More than 10 here.
Exactly the same
20
as that.
there, isn't there?
Morning. So we're on to the results yesterday from Portland Fishing Lakes on the Canal pool. It was 4 degrees overnight temperature. It definitely knocked the weights back yesterday. Oh, it was bitterly cold yesterday. I was fortunate enough to manage to get a decent peg with the sun. When it came up, it was going into the far bank, so the fish were milling around that way, so that wasn't too bad for me. But it wasn't the same for everybody. It was a real struggle. There was 18 of us fished, and we had 579 pounds of fish at an average of £32 each. So the weights are right down yesterday. I mean, £32 not bad considering it was like winter temperatures and a winter match. But it was a struggle for quite a few angles yesterday. We really struggled to get double figures. So on to the sections. The first section was Gary Summerscales with £27 from peg 1, which is a low section weight. John Evans from peg 10, he picked up £30 4 ounce, won a section. Roger Summerscales got £50 13 from peg 18, good peg, and he's fished it really well. So he did the third section. The fourth section was for myself. I came fourth overall and got the fourth section, so I had £56 12 ounce from my peg 24. But I'm really pleased with that. It started well, I caught fish early on the far bank and then when the sun came up I was catching them around, but I managed to plumb up and find a little shallow area near the reeds, which was really interesting to see that there. I fished that big before and I can't remember it being there before, but the water level was right down yesterday, and when we fished there a few weeks ago it was another 1.5 foot, 18 inches higher than what it was yesterday, so it was right down. But this shallow bowl was about a foot or so, maybe 18 inches deep, and I put some bait on that and they came to that and I caught quite a few fish off it. But all the way around it, well, front and the sides to it, it was 3 foot deep. But actually on top of that, it's like a little mud bar or something that slipped into the water. So really pleased to get some fish off that yesterday, and to get £56. Very good. It was a good peg, don't get me wrong. 24 is one of the best pegs on there. So pleased to get £56, but could I have got a few more? Definitely. They came into the margins about 3:45. It wasn't really enough time for me to get them going. The one came in that I almost caught, but it wasn't to be. Anyway, on to third place. That was Dave Linneman with £60 13 ounce. Well done, Dave. Second went to Steve Aratsky, He fished in the next peg to Dave, so I think Dave was on 11, Steve was on 12. So Dave managed £60 and Steve done him a one fish with £64, so well done to them pair. But they were the two noted pegs that people wanted in the morning. Peg had 11 been winning a lot of the matches. So, but then on to the winner then. So first place went to a new guest for James Moore, who wants to join next year. And he won the match for £69.14 from peg 29. So he got the end peg, and the sun was in there from probably about 10:30 onwards. The sun was on the far bank, but it caught well late on. He caught 3 or 4 fish in the margins to just pip the anglers that were chasing him. So all the guys that are £50 plus could have won it really in the last hour, but Gary is the one who did the business down the edge with £69.14. So well done, Gary. Welcome to the club, and congratulations on your first win. So that was the last match at Portland for the season. It was an average sort of match. Some guys really struggled in it yesterday. In the pegs from 1 to 9, it's been a real struggle. If the fish are a little bit off, it's struggled to catch fish in those pegs. And it's been like that the matches we've fished this season and the last couple of seasons as well. So when the fish are in the mood, you can catch in those pegs, but when they're not, it's a real struggle. I mean, £30, £27 section wins on that stretch. It's hard going. I think I fished the early on the season at £12, and I think £13 won the section. It was really, really hard. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video again. Please click the like and subscribe. We'll finish with a few highlights. Bye for now. Beauty, this was.